Hey guys, welcome back. Drip and Farm for Poverty. I'm your host, Drip Coach, dropping knowledge bombs on all drip ecosystem related projects. And today's video, it's more sound science and mathematics. Let's put it that way. So remember, I made this video previously about drip to $50 in less than 2 weeks if this happens. Now, I'm going to actually show you realistically what it will take to get drip to hold the $1 level, because that's what everybody's looking for. You got the naysayers saying drip can never get back to $1, and then you got people on the sideline saying I can't wait for drip to get back to $1 so they can take profits. So I'm going to show you what I would say irrefutable proof of what it would take, and found some classic examples that we can actually take from. So remember, when I made this video, I was comparing us to Seifu, which is different tokenomics compared to what the drip kind of raffle system will be. But I will be looking at some tokenomics from similar projects and comparing them to us, as well as we're going to dive into this real quick. I'm going to be looking at the drip jackpot kind of payout, what that can look like with these numbers in a short period of time. So again, shouts out to the Drip Wiki and the new Drip UI that we got. I think this has a lot of value, and I think it's really well done. So it's been a long time coming, and I'm glad it's here because it helps people like me create content and share information on this. So for the most part, this should be self-explanatory, but let's go over it just in case. So remember, everything is basically being funneled through drip. So when you come into the ecosystem, you have two options, but they're both going to result in you buying drip. So you can buy drip with, or you can enter, let's just say you can enter into Triple D. Let's go to that. Actually, I don't think that's up right now. I think they took it down because people like me probably were clicking on buttons and stuff. So yeah, now it's just saying sacrifice. But anyway, let's go back. So you can buy tickets with drip, BNB, and BUSD. So you can actually come over. If you would have saw my video, you could see on there that you could pick drip to enter into Triple D with, or you can enter in with BNB or BUSD. Now, if you come in with drip, automatically 10% is going to the Faucet. Think of that as just the typical sending drip from one address to another that you are always hit with a 10% tax. So they're going to hit you with 10% as they always done. So you came in with 100 drip, you now have 90 drip that will come here. If you come in with BNB, they're going to take 1% of that BNB and send it to marketing, or they're going to take 1% if you come in with BUSD and send that to marketing. Then the BUSD side will be swapped to BNB. But if you have BNB regular, we're buying off the native DEX. Remember, the big reason for that, I don't know where to find it on here. So if you guys know where to find, I think it's just not updated yet. But what I'm getting at is this value down here. I don't know on the main page where to find this. So I'm not connected right now. Let's connect. So I want to walk you guys through this, so bear with me so I can show you that. So remember, on the native DEX, we want to add BNB to this contract balance down here, and then reduce this number here. That is what creates the drip price. So that's super important to see that coming from here. So even if you come in with BUSD, it's going to get swapped to BNB, and then it's buying drip off the native DEX, which is this, this here. So that will reduce the circulating supply, and then that's going to increase the contract balance, which is total amount of BUSD and drip. Follow so far? Hope so. So once you're there and they buy off the native DEX, they are still sending 10% to the tax vault. So say you came in with $100 of BUSD. BNB right now is about it's about $300. So you're gonna get 0.3 BNB. Drip is about 0.3 dollars. So your $100 is going to get you about 300 drip, and then you are going to send 10% of that to the tax vault. So you now have 270 drip. Hope you guys tracked so far, right? Same thing would happen here. If you came in with 300 drip, you'd still have 270. So no matter what, you're going to end up with the same amount of drip down here, basically. But they're all going to really massively affect the circulating supply. That's how we get these this bullish price, right? So now that we have our 270 drip, what happens now? Well, you have two options. If you decide, we'll take the easiest path. You decide to enter with the deposit side, that 270 is coming in, and 75% of that is going to go straight into your faucet. So same way back here, when we bought drip and deposited, we had a 10% tax on getting into the faucet, and 90% went into your faucet. Well, now instead of that being 90%, it's going to be 75%. That's the only difference. So 75% of what you have left from here. So let's go back to that 270 amount, 75% of that. So you're going to take off 27, 270 from 27, you're left with 243, 243, I think. I'm not bringing out the calculator, but 243 drip will go to your faucet, and the remaining 25% will come to the jackpot. Make sense? Cool. And then over here, I am not breaking that down in this video right now because there is a lot more going on over here with the percentages and stuff. But just know that if you come through the sacrifice side, you're going to get more tickets, and it's still going to end up being 75% going directly to your faucet, and then 25% coming to the jackpot. Remember, you're sacrificing everything on this side though. So you're, so I think that's not actually right the way that's written then. So I'm not even going to try to break that down, because technically when you come in on the sacrifice side, let's go here real quick. It explains it here that you're getting bonuses for that sacrifice. So it's a 100% sacrifice to the lottery raffle. Sacrifice this option. This option directs 99% of the amount spent directly to the drip tax vault. In exchange for contributions, player will receive a 250% value multiplier bonus acquired to acquire game tickets. So I personally think that this representation is a little misleading, but yeah, I'm not going to break that down in this video. I have to do that in another one, but hopefully that gave you, at least you guys, a little bit of understanding for this. And what we're going to break down now is the 40% jackpot and what that looks like with these numbers. So when I bring up my handy dandy spreadsheet, we have a couple of options here. So remember, before I was looking at Seifu volume and what it would take to get to these prices, right? So I found another realistic price of $300,000 per day for Triple D. Now, where did I get that? I'm glad you asked. So I went ahead and went over to Avarice. I never got an Avarice, but I know a lot of the drip community members did. Now, right now it's not pulling up the lobby, but basically when this loads, it brought up this sheet here. So I went and took the 30 days worth of deposits that people got in Avarice, and that came out to 1,000 BNB per day at an average price of $300 a day. Is $316,000. Now I know that a lot of the drip community was in Avarice. I personally believe that Avarice got off to such a great start because of the drip community. I don't know if they were marketing outside of that, but I'm assuming for this calculation that the drip community carried this, because that was a new shiny object when it first launched. Now I did the same thing for Whales Candy, but Whales Candy didn't have quite the bullish start, so they ended up with 20,000, and they're down a lot lower, whereas Avarice ran for like 300 days or so before. Actually, it's still running now, don't get it twisted, but it has the amount of people getting in with BNB is like super low. It's like 0.5, 0.05, 0.03, something like that. But for like the first 100 to 180 days, it was still yeah, here we go. Let's scroll through here real quick. It had I didn't copy the whole thing, but I want you guys to see where I got these numbers, because it's a good indicator of what could happen. So here you see, yeah, they're still getting 10, at least double digit BNB in the 90-day range. So that's 21 BNB times $300. That's still 60,000 bucks. So that's on a daily basis that they were bringing in. And in the top 30 days, they were hitting more than that. So that's where I got these numbers from. So when we do that, let's go back to this so that you understand where I got this. So 300,000 to me is very feasible because I'm going to again assume that they had a smaller community, but it was a really well done, marketed, right timing kind of thing. And I think a lot more people are waiting for Triple D. As I showed you, my community, like 70% are tapped out. So there's a lot more potential for people that have bags that have not been maxed out, that are sitting on the sidelines that could ape back in. Like I know for a fact, at least out of the first 10 people I had signed up that I talked directly to, like 5 people that I onboarded have pretty much just stopped tracking drip. They're not adding to it. They're not even hydrating or compounding. They're just completely out of crypto. And they're probably some of those people sitting with less than 100 drip in their wallet. So I think these would be attractive prices to get people back on board. So that being said, let's take a look at what that looks like. So at 30-cent drip, which is what we're at now, the BNB price, supply, BNB value, blah, 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 liquid drip, we'll get to that later. If $300,000 came in during the first day, you know, over the course of those 6 different rounds, that would give us a 77-cent drip price. Now I'm just going to assume for this calculation that there's no sell volume. We know that's not true, but I'm going to add the sells on day 2. So if we do another 300,000 on day 2, so that's the same 300,000 per day that I got from Avarice, because Avarice was 316,000 on average for 30 days with 8 million in liquidity added over the course of 30 days. So it's very feasible for us to do 300,000 for at least the first couple of weeks. So that would give us a $1.45 drip price, $1.46. So let's just say now at that price, because we're over $1, people are going to sell. So for simple math, all I did was say that the amount of sells would equal the exact amount that we already pumped. So basically selling 1.3 million drip from the 10 million that's liquid. And that would take us right back to the exact same circulating supply that we had when we started and the same 30-cent drip price. So that becomes the floor basically, because anybody selling is not going to, theoretically would not sell at these prices because they just saw what drip had done. So, and probably a lot more people start to wait if it got to $1 and some change. But let's just say people did sell out. So you're selling about 15% of the liquid supply. And if you determine the number of cycles, so that 1.3 drip would take about 7.25 cycles of the 300K, 600K over 2 days. So that's basically 2 weeks. So in 2 weeks and a total of $4 million cycling through drip, we could have damn near a $1.50 drip floor. So that is really, really realistic. Again, showing you what Avarice did with 8 million over the course of a month. And if we were to get 8 million over the course of that month, then we would definitely be sitting at like a $2 to $5 drip floor. And that would include people that are accumulating drip in their wallets right now. That would include some drip that is not accounted for, like that they claim from now on. That would also include people that buy in. But what this doesn't include is that the arbitrage opportunity that would exist on pancake swaps. So not all of this is going to come directly from the native DEX. A good chunk of it will, because that's where the price appreciation is going to come from, but we're going to find a floor somewhere in there. So that's just provide you some hope here, because I saw that and I was like, man, if Avarice did that, then we definitely can do that. Granted, when I was looking at the $418,000 volume, that's different tokenomics, but this is very similar. And then granted, this is only one lottery per day, like and that's where people are trying to snipe. But still, it shows you the amount of volume. Like I told people, tokenomics don't really matter as much. All you want to know is volume. How much money is flowing in and out of the space? And very few people do their own research to understand if tokenomics are bullish or SAFU or fully decentralized, or they just look at the green chart. So seeing 316K from Avarice is very realistic for us. Now let's look at the jackpot, because that's what I told you guys I'd show you. So here's what we could expect in a 1 day, 300,000 drip volume jackpot prize. So you'd be getting, this is drip, so it's not dollars. This is total drip. Don't do that. Total drip that's being airdropped or added to your faucet. So in round 1, you'd have 9,000 for the first prize, 3,000 for runner up 1 through runner up 4, 4,500 for the biggest depositor and the biggest sacrificer. So that's $9,000 from that $60,000 that comes in per round, because we're taking this 300,000. I had that at 60,000 because I had 5 rounds. Should have been 50,000 for 6 rounds. So out of 6 rounds, that's $50,000 per round if all rounds were equal. We know that won't happen, but there's no way for me to speculate otherwise. So that being said, this has got to change as well. So let's change that for all of these. All right, that's better. So 7,500 and then 2.5, 2.5, 2.5. There we go. But either way, what's cool to see is by the end of the 6th round, if we continue to get that same amount of liquidity added, you're actually by round 4, you're already getting a max wallet. That's crazy. I mean, really close to it. You have to compound for like 5 days. But right here, you're getting a max wallet in round 5, and you're more than a max wallet in round 6. That's on day 1. So that means 2 lucky people, if we hit that number, we'll get a max wallet in day 1. And you already see the drip total jackpot that's being accumulated. So this is the amount of drip tokens that are being added to that 40% accumulation payout each round. So that's growing substantially. Started with 25K, but because 40% rolls over, as is shown here, 40% from previous jackpot, this starts to grow, and then more and more people you see are getting from that first round prize are getting paid out. And I already know also from 10,000, like 10,500, because I just did that for my wallet, this maxes out in 75 days and one double basically due to compound interest. I think 90 days, maybe it's 90 days or less. So that's in 3 months. So that means these people, by the end of day 1, you will have, in less than 90 days, you'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 new max wallets in 90 days. That's crazy. So that's how bullish the tokenomics are for drip. Now, granted, take this with a grain of salt, because $50,000 coming in means the drip price is going to go up. So you're not going to be able to get the same amount, but that's what I had to do to configure this. So TLDR, going back, we can get to a stable $1 floor in 2 weeks because Avarice had $300,000 per day as a kind of a first mover lottery with what I would assume less community, or at least engaged community, than the drip community has. So I believe this can be more bullish for us. So all we need is about $4.5 million to come through the drip drop draw system in 2 weeks, which I think is 100% feasible, and we will have a stable $1 price floor. In addition, there will be multiple max wallets printed on day 1 with that singular 300K volume. So that is going to be very attractive for people to at least look at getting in and sacrificing a little drip. So, and this is great content for people like me. It's like, yo, new max wallets, this person won, this person won, this person won, you know, sacrifice $5 worth of drip, go ahead and give it a shot. So the algorithm should pick this up once we start seeing positive price action. So I am optimistically hopeful this time. I'm not pessimistically, or cautiously optimistic. Now I'm optimistically optimistic. Haphazardly. I guess that's the opposite of caution, right? So want to share that with you guys. Thought that was neat, and show you where the numbers came from. Check them for yourself. Keep an eye on the drip charts. We're still sitting about 10 million liquid drip, but we can definitely eat that up in 2 weeks with the right amount of hype and volume coming in here. So let's get it. That's all I got. Hope that provides value. If it did, smash that HBO special, help brother out, like, subscribe, comment down below, and until next time, lift daily and achieve your impossible. See ya.
Want to pay your in real life bills with crypto? How about send crypto directly to anyone with a bank account? SPRITZ Finance is a decentralized solution to be your own bank and connect your crypto earnings to real-world bills and payments. They do not take custody of your assets and allow support on multiple blockchains and Web3 wallets. Sign up below using my referral link and you will get $50 back when you make your first $50 bill payment with crypto. Additionally, I will be using referral bonuses to airdrop, donate, or burn based on community feedback. Sign up now.